Hi, Maria Shanahan, ERA Home Run Real Estate. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, consider subscribing. I talk about all things related to real estate, but most specifically, investment property, vacation rental properties, and today I'm going to be talking about rental restrictions. So today, like I said, I am going to talk about rental restrictions. And in Florida, there is a lot of real estate and a lot of people want to invest. But there are some things that you need to know in order to make your investment profitable. I'm going to talk today about whether or not you can rent your property right away. How many times a year can you rent this property? Is there a minimum length of time for each rental? And are there homeowner association or condo owners association approval required? First of all, can you rent the property right away? One would think you purchase a property and you'd be able to rent it right away. In Florida, we have a lot of governing documents. They are specific to each community. So the most important thing that you need to do is get a copy of the governing documents with the rules and regulations before you purchase the property. There is also rental waiting periods. So they may allow you to rent, but you will have to wait a year or two. This is to discourage investors. If you already have a tenant in place in a property and it has a rental waiting period, the existing lease has to be honored. So this is a way that you can get around a property that is in a good investment area with a rental restriction of not being able to rent right away. The second thing I'm going to talk about is how many times a year can you rent? Again, all this information is in the governing documents. It's critical if you're in an association that you have a copy of those documents so that you know these rules before you purchase. Most condo and homeowner associations allow 1 or 2 rentals per year. If you're thinking about renting on Airbnb and VRBO, I know a couple communities in South Florida that we do allow those type of rentals. That is much more profitable and allows you a little more flexibility if you plan to rent more often than once or twice per year. Thirdly, is there a minimum length of time to rent? And I already touched on this when I talked about Airbnb and allowing rentals more than once or twice per year. But again, it's in the governing documents. And it's customary, they have 3, 6, or 12-month minimums. So that means if there is a 6-month minimum and a once per year restriction, you are going to have a vacancy for 6 months unless you get somebody in there for 12 months. And again, Airbnb and VRBO is more conducive to daily, weekly, or even monthly rentals. More people go there than through a realtor. So if you're looking to invest and you want to rent through Airbnb or VRBO, you need to check on the minimum length of time in your governing documents. Lastly, if you're in an HOA or COA, they usually require approval. And this approval process can be quite cumbersome. There's an application, there is a fee, and there is a lot of things that need to be done. Again, you got it. Look in your governing documents. In there, the rules and regulations are spelled out. Some associations do not even allow renting through VRBO or Airbnb. Another very important factor, any rental that has to go through the HOA, you need to find out how long is the approval process. There's a cost involved. Like I mentioned, you can do a application, have the fees submitted, and they also do usually a credit and a background check to make sure that the tenant is going to be a good fit for your property. This process can take anywhere from a couple of days to a couple of weeks, and some HOAs even require a 30-day approval. And again, unless you're ahead of the game, you're going to be having a vacancy. And what does a vacancy equal when it comes to vacation rental investment homes? It is negative cash flow. You do not want to have vacancies. So you need to be proactive and know all this information up front. In summary, the most important thing is to look at your governing documents. How many times a year can you rent? Is there a minimum length of time to rent? Is there an HOA, COA approval required? If so, all these considerations need to be taken into account before purchasing this property. I hope you enjoyed the video, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. It's in the bottom right-hand corner. If you click the little bell, you'll get notified every time I put out one of these videos. I try to post weekly, but having notification will tell you when a new video is available. Have a great day. Happy investing.